Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. We will be creating all the videos regarding design, process, handouts, and everything else related to design. In today's video, we are going to talk about Figma tokens. And before we jump into that, let's give a quick introduction about us. My name is Bharat, and I'm a senior UX designer, and my friend Banu is a UX designer. So we teach you stuff together with theory and demo as well. Over to you, Banu. Take it ahead with the plugin.
Sure. Thanks, Bharat. So today let's talk about Figma tokens. Uh, let's talk about what are the history of our design tokens, what are tokens, why do we need design tokens in the first place, current tools that are in the market and their limitations. And then we are going to talk about Figma tokens plugin and walk through the demo of the plugin. So design tokens are created by Salesforce design system team to create and manage their design system very efficiently and to scale the design system from one single source. So what are tokens in the first place? So tokens are some set of values that are needed to construct and maintain a design system. For example, spacing, colors, typography, object styles, animations, etc. So let's look at an example. So over here, we are having a headline too, which is a text style. So this text style is created using different tokens such as semi-bold, that is white, font family, size, and color. So these are tokens because these cannot be broken further down into smaller parts. The atomic elements that we are defining are kind of tokens over here. So why do we need them in the first place? So design tokens helps in building consistent and unit single product that is scalable across the whole product. And also it helps in creating that shared knowledge within the whole design team, also with the developers. And it also helps in creating styles and managing them very efficiently so that even let's say there is some change in the designs in the design direction, this can be done very efficiently without doing a lot of steps. And it also helps for the developers creating single source and taking those values for creating their team file. So what are the current design tools and the limitations? There are a lot of tools in the market like Figma, XD, and Sketch. Some of the tools support native textiles and color styles. There are some limitations for that. So let's say in the example here, in Figma, we can create textiles and color styles, but it doesn't support creating styles for font family, or it doesn't support creating weights as a separate style. So what's the issue with this? So let's say if there are multiple styles with a single font family, it's very hard for the designer to manage them and update them all together. So it doesn't support referring and linking. Over here in this example, you can see the gray 100, it's been linked with another text. So this linking and supporting is also not supported in the current design tools. It again takes a lot of time to update these styles, and we cannot define all these design elements in an atomic way. As we are discussed for the typography, we are not able to define the smaller parts of the styles. So these are the current limitations that we are having in the in the tools that we are having. So let's talk about Figma tokens plugin. How is it solving all these problems? So Figma tokens plugin is helping us create all these atomic level choices as a token, in simple words as a style. So it helps us in creating, managing, and handing off it to developers. It also supports multiple functionalities like theming. You can create some themes like dark modes, light mode, some other different themes like white space, etc. It also has some custom functionality like JSON code, exporting them into tokens. So yeah, let's see it in action and understand how it works. So yeah, Bharat will be presenting and walking you through the plugin. Over to you, Bharat.
Hey, thanks, man. Let me just share my screen. Oh, yeah, cool. So this is a Figma file that we have prepared for this demo. And we have few styles defined here. Like you can see few text styles and color styles that are defined in the Figma. Before we start doing anything, you need to install the plugin from your Figma community, or you can visit the website. The link is in the description below. Since I've already installed, I'm just going to run this plugin. Uh, so once you hit on run, it's going to take some time to load up and get things ready. Once it's ready, you will see the screen. As you hit get started, you will be greeted with this interface. I'm just putting this aside where you have your theme sets, your JSON code, your inspect panel, your settings panel, uh, apply and options to apply the changes to a page or document or a selection altogether. So first, we need to import these styles into the Figma tokens if you have defined them in Figma file, or else you can create the styles through Figma tokens and send it to the Figma file as well. First, I am importing the styles. You need to go on styles button and click import, and this is how it appears the pop-up menu. Now I need the colors, text, and shadows. And so once I hit on import button, it shows me all list of items that are going to be pulled in to this plugin. I have checked everything and I'm good with them. So I'll hit the import all button. So as you can see, now the plugin has updated with the content. You can see the colors, primary text color grays, which are exactly present over here. And the typography like hits to body, button text, like hits to body, button text, font family. You can see the all atomic level style, font family, font weight, line height, font size, etc. You can see that these are not so human understandable or not clear to understand upfront, but you can click on them and edit these tokens. You can rename them and give something more meaningful. Cool. So we'll just start off with the demo. As you can see here, we have a screen. We have 4 types as defined, but we only have uh, 3 styles in the Figma. We can either create it in Figma and import it using a token, or we can use the tokens to create it and send it to Figma. So going to show you the second way. So to do that, I first need to I need to select the font and understand, okay, it has a font family, a weight that is bold, a font size that is 22, and other atomic level styles. For now, I'm only considering these 3. You can also define the others as well. So to do that, first font size. So I'll go and find my font size. So I hit the plus icon to add a new token. I'll say font size 3 or large, and I'll define a value as 22. By default, pixel is the value that it will take if you haven't specified any. Click the create button. I have the size defined. Now I need to go with the weight. I can say bold, and I can say bold and save it. Just a quick correction. Cool. So now I'm already using the same font family, so I'm not going to redefine it. Yeah. So here I'm going to create a new typography element that is H1. I'll click on add new token. It is asking the name. I said headline 1 or heading 1 in this case. Heading 1. So font size I already have defined. So for font family, I'm selecting the same. So font weight, I'm going ahead with bold. I already defined. Font line height, I'm putting it as auto for now. Font size, I've just created a large. So I'm going to go ahead with that. And I'm skipping the rest. Once I hit on create, so as you can see, the new style has been created on the typography. And all I need to do is I want this to import into the Figma from this plugin. So I can go to styles at the bottom, click on styles and create style. So you can see the headline one is reflecting over here. So that's how you can create in Figma file imported tokens or vice versa. There is also another way. If you know how to deal with JSON, then you can click on JSON thing and You can change all of them. You can define a font family in the code as well, or anything. The colors, font family, font weight, everything that is present in the screen can be defined in the JSON code. So yeah, that's it about the importing and creation style. Let's look at how I can apply them to the elements. So all I need to do is I need to just select the element and hit select any style here. So I'm just going to select them, all the headings together. It heads to all the captions together and say body or button text. Yeah, I'll put it as button text. This one also I'll make them button text. Cool. So now I have created this uh, styles and link the styles with this particular component. So in future, if you go ahead and make any changes to the, let's say, button style, I'll go here, I'll edit the token and I'll say, I want my weight to be even bold. And once I hit on update, you can see that the text has been updated to reflect this boldness. All the buttons have updated it themselves. Or I can also select this button and make them heading one. So this is not the appropriate. So in case if you have done something like this and you would like to go back, click outside of the plugin to deselect it and hit Command Z. In that way, you can undo the changes that you have done using the plugin. So what happened here was you have linked the plugin and the component. So in future, if you make any changes to the styles, atomic styles in plugin, it will change all the components that are connected. Now going ahead. So in this exercise, you see there's another component. We have seen how to change the text styles, but they're not just restricted to text, but also colors, spacing, everything else. So here I want to change this element's background color from purple to muted gray. I'll select this element and I'll hit this gray and boom, you see it has automatically changed the color over there. And in the future, if I change this color code, all the linked components will be updating themselves. And so the tokens are not just restricted to colors or typography. It also support even more features. So if you scroll down, you can see it has paragraph spacing, text case, text decoration, sizing, spacings, border radius, border width, opacity, box, shadow, composition, and others that don't fall into this category. So in this case, I would like to define a spacing between them. So I have currently selected the element and you can see that the space between them is 16 pixels. So I want to have a scale that is used to change the spacing or maintain such consistency. Now I'll go under the spacing and I'll click on add new token. I'll say spacing dot xs. I'll name it as 20 or maybe 32 and I'll hit create. So it has created a new space here that's xs, and I can select this component and you can see it is 16 pixels right now. And if I hit on this thing, boom, it has changed to 32. This is what I have defined in the plugin, and this is how the component is reacting to it. That's nice. So what if I want to apply, uh, the border color instead of the color, the background color? So there is something called as specifically applying. So you need to select the component, and if I want to make, so currently we have a purple outline. I select this thing and I want to make it gray. I have selected it and I'll just make it black for the stem. I'll right click on it and you get to see fill border, edit token, duplicate token, or delete token. So by default, fill is the action that's going to apply. what I wanted to border. So I right clicked on it and selecting the border. As you can see, it has turned from purple to black. So that's how you apply something specifically or default. So now going ahead, so you can do something called as aliasing as well. So we'll just coming back to the screen. So I have defined spacing, but I want to define spacing based on a number, like multiples of that number, or something as a grid. So I say spacing dot grid. I'll give it 16. So this is my constant on which I keep multiplying, dividing, or any other. So to maintain consistency, click create, and I can create one more spacing called as very small, just for the example, and I can refer to the already created values as well. So I click on drop down button, or you can use flower braces as well. So I'm just create using the drop down, so I can say 16, and I can create. So in this way, whenever I change the grid to from 16 to something else, this thing also changes to reflect that thing. Oh, and this is how aliasing works. And since XS uh, is a multiple of 16, since I want this to be a grid, I can build on top of the other as well. Like I can define a VS. So, and I can do that is into 2. So it's 32. So I can perform mathematical operations and define my grid as well using the plugin. I can click on update. As you can see, it has updated and showing 32. So if I update my grid, the base value that I have defined to something like 8 and hit update, as you can see, this has automatically updated since the grid has 8. So VS is same as grid 8 and XS is 2 times VS, that is 8 into 2 is 16. So, so that's how you can perform aliasing and mathematical operations. So yeah, everything was really good what till date. So there is some moving ahead. So that is inspect. Before we look into inspect, in today's world, people are most people are working from offices or homes, and there has to be a collaboration. So you can go to token. So in this plugin, you need to hit the settings icon, and you will see that this tokens, whatever you're creating, are stored in a local document. So in our experience, we noticed that this in the collaboration, the changes are not being reflected on either side. So to eliminate this problem or this issue, we were using json.bin so that we can have multiple designers working simultaneously and make sure that all the reflection, that the work that we are doing are reflected uh, in their files immediately. So to do that, I need to put down my credentials from json.bin. I already have json.bin open here. So you can just go to Google and type jsonbin.io. You'll get to this thing. You will need to log into it. I already have this thing logged in currently. So I'll go ahead and go to the API key section. I should copy my master key, my master key, and come to JSON Figma plugin and click on this add new credentials button. I click on add new. I'll name something like for video, just name anything and put down your secret key and hit save. Now this file is moved from local storage to JSON bin, and whenever a new designer comes into the picture and he just runs this plugin, both of you will get connected to that JSON bin, and whatever changes they are making or performing, it will be updated in everyone's file as well. If worst case, these things are not being updated, like you create a text file and it's not updated in your plugin, you can just click on this button, like pull from JSON bin, and it will fetch all the information from there. So that's how you can maintain collaboration as well. Now there is another thing. So we have seen this global already. Uh, there's something called as new set. This is called as theme set. So you can create multiple themes, as Banu said, dark theme, light theme, and anything. And it's very, very quick to make this thing happen. So for this demo, I already have a file downloaded from a Figma community. If you move to another file, the plugin will not be carried forward in this new file. So you need to again manually open the plugin. So I am opening the plugin Figma tokens. Plugin will take some time because this file is a bit heavy. Yeah, you can see this thing is loading up. Yeah, and it already had things populated because it was already used. So now over here, you see the large light theme, dark theme apart from global. So the light theme, dark theme, they all have the same value, same names, but can have different values to make this theme's application work. So to change something from dark to white, select the component and just enable this dark checkbox, and it will automatically make the changes to this component. See, as you can see, it has turned everything into a dark mode, and by default it is applied to page, so the other pages will not get this result, but you can tweak this by clicking on it and apply it to specific the whole document or to the specific selection, and when to update uh, these things like on change, on update, when there's a remote update or update style. So when should this thing happen? Cool. So that's how you can create theme sets and just toggle between them instantly with just this checkbox. Again, if I uncheck it, it goes back to the white theme, which was present previously. I think there's some issue with my site. Yeah. So since this file is heavy, it's taking some time. You can see, yeah. So it gone back to white. So instead of we going to manually every layers and changing the colors, this is going to save a lot of time. Cool. Yeah. So that's what about theme set. Going ahead, inspect. So this is one of the good feature that you get with this plugin. So I'll just delete this and I'll get a component that we created in the beginning stage. So I'll select this component, I'll paste it here. Oh, it's hidden behind, I guess. Yeah. So what inspect does, it identifies all the map, all the tokens that are applied to this component. To do that, you can click on inspect button, and you can see by default you will have deep inspect selected. So it will show you all the elements that are linked with the Figma token. So I can change wherever the headline to something like button, and it remap. It will remap all of them to the body. Or I can select this thing and again remap back to headline 2 and hit remap. So it has changed this thing. So that's how the remap works. And there's another thing that is annotation. You can annotate your designs using Figma tokens. Figma tokens, like you can select this component again and hit on this debug or annotation icon over here. You can select it and see you have an option to add an annotation like in which direction, left, right, top, or bottom. If you select any direction, let's say this, so it creates an annotation to this, like the spacing. So what is the spacing? So they're using Excel. What is the typography? So they're using button text everywhere. So that's how the annotation works. So yeah, so that's it. That's it. Everything about the Figma tokens plugin, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah, and if you have any comments or anything, please do let us know in the comment section. And I hope you guys share, like, and do subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.